he got the heat on his hip, and he just kind of flashing it, and I'm like, hold up, where are we at? Like, I don't like this situation.
To be honest, I wasn't trying to set Dennis up or anything. The thought didn't cross my mind to let him know, hey, we're actually going over my ex's house. And we're inside, and Dennis is feeling a little uneasy. He's kind of getting those glares and looks.
Like, I know.
Being transparent.
You know what I'm saying? Coming from where I come from, my background, like, I know I trust my gut. Like, I'm like, yo, it's time to move. The block is hot. Welcome to Generation of Maneuvers. I'm your host, Denis Boateng. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As you know, if you're already part of the squad, part of the team, thank you so much for being a subscriber on all channels. If you're not, and this is your first time tuning in to Generation of Maneuvers, make sure that you tap in, subscribe with us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, anywhere where you can find us so you can stay up to date with newest episodes. Today I have, well, she's not a guest, like you guys know. You've seen her already, but would like to introduce my wife again, Donielle Boateng. She's here with me, and we're going to have a pretty cool conversation. We're going to talk about love a little bit because I think that it's right on time. So what's up, babe?
What it do?
Okay. So if you see, you're probably wondering like where they at? You know what I mean? We decided to take a little getaway, myself, my wife, and our best friend. We came to just kind of, you know, be in different vibes, I guess you could call it.
Yeah,
you know, new environment. And I got to tell y'all, man, last night was crazy. All right. So our best friend, who we love dearly.
We are in the middle of the desert, FYI.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the desert. We love her dearly. And she was scared. She was in a hot tub.
Pitch black, no lights around the hot tub at all.
And she got scared, right? Because she kept hearing noises. And then we had a fire pit. And she swore up and down that the fire was getting bigger. But it wasn't.
Woke us up at 4 a.m., y'all.
The only time that I think that her being scared was really like worth like being scared. Well, I wasn't scared though.
You weren't scared, but
it was a pack of coyotes.
Like legit sounded like some hyenas laughing in the distance.
She said, "Are those hyenas?" She really asked, "Are
Dennis
those
stood
hyenas?"
there. He was like, "Oh no, we're good. We're good." We sat there for a couple more minutes. Them junks got louder and it was closer. Dennis was like, all right, y'all go inside now. This dude stayed outside.
I do feel, I mean, I did feel like we were pretty safe though. I mean,
except the fact we could not see into the pitch black except for what was right around us on the patio. But if anything came up on us, there was no time to run.
I will say this though. I think that wild animals a lot of times are scared of us more than we are scared of them.
Yes, but
as long as we're not out here trying to, you know, get into their territory. And we have fire going. Like, they know what's up.
I don't know. They was getting closer though. But what you did miss when you went to the store last night, Dennis cooked an amazing dinner last night, by the way.
Of course.
But when he was out at dinner, Kayla's over in the hot tub in the pitch black. Me and Dash on the fire pit, and there's these huge like mammoth-sized moths.
Oh.
All of a sudden, I start hearing her screaming in the background, and she jumps out the hot tub and makes a beeline straight into the house. Like, just straight left us outside.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
But I will say, though, being able to get away is pretty dope. Being in the desert. And we're in a house, too, where there's no, like, TV. Except for one room.
But internet doesn't even work, so you can't even watch the TV really.
But so I think it was cool to be able to kind of get away,
detoxed a little bit.
Yeah, but doing it with a friend too is amazing. Like I think a lot of times you do need, you know, to have just good people around. You know, do a little getaway, refresh together. Everybody kind of get their own little separate time too, to be able to just kind of refresh and all that good stuff. Rejuvenate. Yes, that's an amazing word, actually, because I think it's important, and rejuvenating is important because it relates to the topic that I felt like we I brought it up. You were like, "Oh, that's gonna be kind of deep," but talking about love. So we know that around this time of the year, there's I don't know why I low-key roll my eyes
It's so commercialized.
Yes, I feel like the whole Valentine's Day thing is heavily commercialized.
Yes.
In a sense that sometimes if you're not mature enough and you feel like your significant other, whether it be your boyfriend, girlfriend, or situationship or whatever, somebody done, if you're getting flued out or whatever you want to call it.
Flued out?
Yeah, getting flued out. If
That's something I would say.
Yeah.
I be jacking up words, y'all.
Yeah, you do. But I think that can kind of misconstrue the meaning of love.
Yeah.
But of course, when we talk on topics as such, I think it's very important to have both a man and a woman's perspective. But I do want to start with you. I do want to ask you, what do you think about Valentine's Day, and what does love mean to you?
It's funny, for Valentine's Day,
Hold on, babe. You said Valentine's Day?
My goodness. I told you I'd be jacking up. I gave the disclaimer, right? Don't be blasting me. Valentine's Day.
For the record, y'all, it is not Valentine's Day. All right? Valentine's.
I'm pretty sure I learned that from my mama.
With an
Thanks,
N,
Mom.
not an M, with an N.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
My main memories go back to like elementary. It's not even like an adult thing for me. I don't feel like I think about like the little cards and stuff you used to get in class with the little, what were those? Sweetheart? Not sweet.
Yeah, like sweethearts.
The chalky like.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, as I've gotten older, holidays, they just not only don't feel the same, I see the marketing and everything else behind it to where you almost have to put your own meaning to it. It's not I'm against celebrating anything. It just, stuff just feels like another day to me now. And I don't know. I almost feel like things are overdone and we're like programmed to do certain things at a certain time when really those things and showing love and stuff should be continuous.
Yeah, like never ending gestures.
Like you can go out and buy me roses, chocolate, whatever else, whatever you want on that day. I don't know. For me, Valentine's Day is like childhood play, like memories. And I'm not knocking anybody that loves to celebrate it by no means or anything. I'm just saying how I feel about the day itself. Even like Christmas and stuff, like holidays in general just have not been, as you get older, it makes you reevaluate the purpose behind things and why you do what you do. A lot of times for me, holiday, it's just about spending time with family. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Spending time with the ones that you love. So I don't know. My view, I'm not huge on celebrating. Yeah. Even I barely celebrate my birthday. I barely celebrate a lot of things.
I don't like that you do, because I'll be one that we got to turn up.
As things have been happening, people have been passing, I'm realizing the importance of celebrating certain days. But just, I don't know. It's not, I don't dislike Valentine's Day. It's just,
I will say this though.
It's cliche almost.
Yeah, it can set people up for either the grandest gesture of human history or like the biggest fail, like or the airplane failures
in the sky. Like,
you know what I'm saying? And look,
it's a good day for proposals, but it's kind of,
I mean, if you got it like that, move like that. You know what I mean? But if you got it like that, you don't want to move like that. Of course, you're entitled to your own opinion, right?
I think it's all about creating your own experiences within those days.
Facts.
We need to show our love of how we show each other love.
Yeah.
Not necessarily going out there doing whatever you feel like is significant, that's how I feel like we should celebrate those days, and just throughout the year period. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just
no. I mean, I think your opinion and is super valid. I was gonna ask you, because I don't think I've even ever asked you this question. Do you have a bad memory for Valentine's Day?
Not a bad memory. It's just connected to old childhood boyfriends and different things. I had this one that would always buy me stuff and buy me these humongous life-size bears and different things to where my room started filling up. It's not that I didn't appreciate it.
I think I know which boyfriend you're talking about. Or ex-boyfriend.
Do you want to tell the story?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
We're not gonna
Okay.
well, maybe we will. I don't know. But I know who you're talking about as far as
Let's
your
just
exes.
say when Dennis and I were dating, one of my exes was a very close family friend. Like, his brothers and sisters were like brothers and sisters to me, to where even after we broke up, weren't anything. Like, they were still family.
So you're telling the story.
No, I'm not telling it in as detail as I
good.
would.
It's all good. No, please continue.
But pretty much, like, we were very close. Like, one of their sons passed, and we were like really, really close. He was like my brother. So we all grew even a greater bond. But me and Dennis went home to visit in Virginia.
Yeah,
and
you went
after
to go
church,
visit your parents.
she was like, hey, let's go over so-and-so's house.
Mind you, I have no idea
He has
who
no
your
idea where
mom
we're
is
going.
talking about. And I'm driving.
So and to be honest, I wasn't trying to set Dennis up or anything. I just did not think, the thought didn't cross my mind to let him know, hey, we're actually going over my ex's house. So we show up, we're inside.
Your ex's mom's house.
Yeah. Well, parents' house at the time.
Yeah, your parents.
And we're inside, and Dennis is feeling a little uneasy. He's kind of getting those glares and looks.
Like, I know,
being transparent.
you know what I'm saying? Coming from where I come from, my background, like, I know I trust my gut. Like, I'm like, yo, it's time to move. The block is hot. Like, you know, I just don't, you know, I know when I'm not wanted somewhere. I know when things don't feel right, and I just felt like, yo, the situation ain't looking too good.
Yeah. You were embraced though by their dad.
Yes, I was embraced by the father.
Yeah.
Even though it kind of pulled me to the side, was like, yo, you better take care of her.
Was his little
and
daughter.
this and that, and I mean, shout out to him and his soul rest in peace. And he was a good man.
He's an amazing man. Yeah. But the funny thing is once Dennis realizes where we're at, he gets a piece flashed at him.
Yeah. So y'all, we in the house at her ex-boyfriend's parents' crib. Walk in there, already knew, because I kind of got a mean mug from the mom. And I'm just like, why is she mugging me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. So I don't even sit down, because I'm like, I'm in a house where I feel like I'm not wanted. I'm not even going to sit at your table. Don't offer me nothing to drink, nothing to eat. Hey, that's how my mom raised me. Like, if you know what I'm saying, you know somebody don't like you, you don't go to their house and eat their food. You never, you know what I'm saying? It's just logic. Like, so I'm up, and then I see this guy sitting next to, you know, the mother, and they're just talking at the table, this, that, and the third, and then he gets up, and he got the heat on his hip, and he just kind of flashing it, and I'm like, hold up. Where are we at? Like, I don't like this situation. Yeah, I really don't. So I'm like, okay. So then I was just watching the situation. I had to kind of put two and two together. And I remember you telling me, you know, your ex-boyfriend's name. And then I heard his name, and I was like, yo, are you kidding me right now?
That's the moment you realize.
This is like off of a soap opera, like off of a movie.
But y'all, I didn't think twice, because we've all moved on, and we're like family. Like, when I went home, that's where I went.
Hold on though. When you say we're like family, even including him, or more so like the parents and the siblings?
The parents
you know what I'm
and
saying?
the siblings.
Yeah, let's make that clear. Because after you done dated somebody, ain't no like, hey bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't.
But no, I understand what you mean. I know what you meant.
For the record,
it was.
I apologize.
I know you did. I bet you've already been forgiven. It's all good. Now me and your mama gonna talk about that.
Cause she
was so oblivious.
Yeah.
But I love my mother in love.
I love you, mama.
But nah, yeah. So I heard his name and I was like, yo, we've been at this dude crib, his parents' crib. He flashed a piece, low key trying to like one up on me, and he knew I was your man too.
When we went outside, brother was there.
Yeah, his brothers
it
was there.
It wasn't
No,
bad.
his brothers was cool. They showed me love. Yeah. But I felt like I did. Maybe I kind of exaggerated it in my head a little bit because I was like, yo, we in the hood in like some hood in Virginia. Like
it ain't.
And I'm new to Virginia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I never told you this. I hit one of my homies up. I was like,
while we were there?
Yep. I was like, hey, bro, just letting you know this is the situation. Hey.
Wait, who did you hit up?
I'm not gonna say no words.
What's their name start with?
Just nah. Just know I got a SWAT team.
You got to tell me.
You know how my homies get down. You know how my homies.
Where were they even at in Indiana?
Yep.
What were they gonna do for you?
But no. But all that to say though, just to kind of go back to the topic, like, you know, you were saying that you were receiving teddy bears and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And blankets and just all different types of gifts. So you
think that kind of I mean, I remember you telling me that, so I never.
You know the type of stuff I like.
Yeah, I do. You got big eyes, babe.
Yeah. I like equipment.
You like equipment.
I like technology.
But you like technology, but I will say this though. Sometimes
I like buying stuff.
You do.
I do. I get this sense of
if they asked us like who buys more things.
That's my de-stressor.
And yeah, you buy
But I
more.
like buying technology. I get excited about technology.
You do.
But anyways.
Fellas, advice to y'all. Don't just buy your woman flowers and candy.
No, it don't speak to me.
Actually,
I do like candy though.
You do.
My mom's middle name is Candy.
Yeah, I buy you candy randomly. Like it'd be days I just like, I'm gonna just get her some candy.
I'm terrible at candy.
But there are, I will say this, please understand and actually research on what your lady likes.
Yeah, find out their love language.
Yeah.
And same thing to women. Find out your man's love language.
The thing is, not all women like the same things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
You feel like I'm difficult as a woman?
No.
And no, I mean in a sense of I'm not your standard.
You're not a regular chick.
Did it take you time to figure out?
Yes, I think it's an ever evolving thing.
You're still finding out.
Yeah, I think we're always getting to know each other and learning about each other, but also just we're learning to like new things as well too. So I never feel like, oh, I know it all. Like, nah. The advice that I was given was to never stop dating you. Like, and not just you, but just period as a husband, or, never stop dating your spouse, or even like when you were my girl too.
We're constantly learning.
Never stop dating that person. Just because you got them don't mean you got them forever. Like you should continue to put in that effort. And too,
as we're growing and evolving, we're changing too.
Not facts.
As individuals.
Not facts.
So it's almost like we're continuing to learn each other constantly.
Yeah. And I think that's what it's all about. I do want to say a memory that I have on Valentine's Day was, man, there was this girl that I really liked. It was 8th grade. Mm-hmm. I got her a teddy bear, saved up some money to get some chocolate, and a card. Yo, got chocolate in the card, and she threw away the teddy bear. I saw her throw it away.
That's rough. She don't know you saw.
Nah, she don't know I saw it, but I saw it.
If you are listening right now, he saw you.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. I was like, dang, like that's kind of cold. And I was hurt.
I'm sure.
I was a little hurt. But she low-key bogus though. Like, you kept the chocolate in the card, but not the bear. But it is what it is.
At least she kept the card. Did you write something in the card?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you write?
But it's funny though. Long story short, what ended up happening was she ended up dating like my best friend in middle school. Like she knew we was best friends. and they
Think she
ended
did
up
it on
like
purpose?
maybe I don't know, and I don't care. It was weird though because she ended up dating my best friend, but then she would still call me on the phone.
That's awkward.
You know what I'm saying?
Like looking for that validation, like we still cool.
I don't know. It was weird. But then me and my best friend at the time almost got in a fight over her. It was weird. It was so weird.
Wait, what age was this? What grade?
It was 8th grade.
Oh,
Yeah, so very young, immature. It's like, why are you talking to my girl? Bro, she ain't your girl. That's why she always called. Like, it was just very, very weird. You know
very
what I mean?
childish.
Yeah, but that's probably like one bad memory I have. But outside of that, I think I don't know. Valentine's Day, I kind of feel the same as we've gotten older. It's just kind of, it's not something that and maybe this is something as a man that people are going to be like, of course, as a man, you think that, but it's not something that I'm like looking forward to or like super excited.
We
like,
don't
oh my
overdo
gosh.
Valentine's Day.
No, we don't. We don't.
What day? Valentine.
Valentine's Day. Yeah, thank you, Kayla.
Can we share about our first Valentine's Day together?
Sure. Well, we just won't say any names, but our first Valentine's Day was oh wow, Kayla in the background over here.
Yeah.
But so our first Valentine's Day was kind of weird because, hey guys, what's going on? Denis Boateng here, the host of Generation of Maneuvers, with a quick message. Hey, I want to help you get prepared for Valentine's Day. I promise we do not hate Valentine's Day. We just want to help you celebrate it in a new way. We want to help you actually build memories and celebrate yourself and the people that you love all around you. So we have some links available for you to click on to find gifts that you can actually build memorable events and moments with your loved ones, whether it's your spouse, your friends, or your significant other, whichever one. So make sure you hit those links and find something memorable to celebrate your Valentine's Day, a day of love that you can also celebrate every day. All right, you guys enjoy and make sure you check out the rest of the episode. Peace. So our friend Caleb was out of town.
We were we started dating around the same time.
Yeah. And she was out of town because she's a model.
She was in South Africa.
And she travels around the world and models. And at the time she was in South Africa doing some modeling projects, and her boyfriend at the time, who were we all cool with, was just kind of like, "Oh, what y'all doing?" You know, and it was crazy was that day I had kind of, planned, like I was. Even
before that though, I spent days helping create a video for him.
Yeah, you spent helping him create a video.
Even the night before.
All that good stuff.
We sent over to her while she's in South Africa.
Yeah, so we helped him.
And Dennis was already in his feelings a little bit.
I was like,
that.
I definitely was in my feelings. Like, I was like, bruh, like, you can do this on your own, my G. Like, why are you here right now? Why are you here right now?
You know did it on my computer, though, I think.
Yeah. Right? No, we did. Yeah. So we were all kicking it. But I don't think, actually, I'll say this. I didn't care about helping him with the gift.
Yeah.
It was the day of, like, bro, it's our first Valentine's Day, my G. Yeah. Like, gonna ask us what we doing. What do you mean what we doing?
And it was a Sunday was our first.
It was a Sunday. It was like snowing too. It was like
we
a little
picked him up,
cozy
went to church.
Situation. I was like, yo, I'm about to cook my woman some dinner. Got plans, I got the wine, all of that, man. Like,
yeah, no wine. But anyways.
You don't know that.
Oh, you hit it.
Shoot, I had plans. You hear me? But I had plans like to just kind of,
you were gonna make it a special day.
Because, yeah. But guess what happened? He came to kick it with us.
Literally at the house for dinner.
I cooked the meal for you, but I ended up cooking for you and him.
Yeah, and then we watched the All-Star game.
Hey, look, am I a sucker for that? Like, for real? Like,
the thing is, hold on. The problem is we were the ones driving, so we had to take him home.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like you were kind of giving the signals, hoping that he would pick up.
Yeah, he wasn't picking up.
Brother didn't pick up.
Or maybe
he picked it up. He didn't care.
He didn't probably didn't care. But I would say this, maybe, hey, look, y'all, to all my fellas out there, I promise y'all I'm not a sucker, but in that moment, I was definitely a sucker, for real.
Y'all got sucker so bad, I actually, literally, don't even remember the video.
Yeah.
I literally don't even remember it. That was my present?
It was a love song.
Yeah, it was like a, I don't even remember.
It was a graphic video, like a
I don't even remember
wording.
I don't even remember the song.
Yeah, and this was like, what year was it? Like 2014, 2015.
2015.
Yeah, 2015.
It was 15.
Yeah, because that's when we started dating. But yeah, all that to say, man, like, yo, sorry, fellas, sorry for letting y'all down. I promise I don't even move like that. But that day, I was definitely a sucker. I should have told bro, like, hey, man, nah, it ain't going down like that. But It is what it is. Charge it to the game. We here, you know what I'm saying?
We here now.
But yeah, I just think that, you know, as I've gotten, you know, as we're growing older wise, actually, I don't even like saying growing older because we're not old. Yeah. As I'm growing up, yet still youthful, I look at love as something totally different. It's a journey for sure. There are rewards and there are gestures that should be shown without shame, without pressure.
Can I have an honesty moment?
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, I'm not a super affectionate person. Like, especially the season that we're in right now, where we're full-time entrepreneurs and really trying to figure out how, I don't even like saying the word, just we've been in survival mode, being fully honest. We have always talked to say that we don't want to be in survival mode because that's kind of how we've grown up. Yeah. A lot more so from your side. But like, entrepreneurship is real, y'all. Like, we've had some months where I'm like, shoot, do I need to go back? And it's God reminding me, like, you're not supposed to go back. But all this to say is, from an affectionate standpoint, like, my head constantly is in work mode. And I struggle switching that switch off to where even Denis and I's love life, everything is hindered and affected by it because we're working at home, we're working together. So for me, it's like there's a switch that it hasn't been getting turned off, has it?
Meaning your work switch?
Work switch to where I'm fully in like attention on a relationship.
Yeah, I'll say that we've had to have conversations regarding to that, and not so much for like my own personal gain or some wanting something from you,
like being in a marriage and being,
but more from understanding like, yo, we're not going to be able to operate in this marriage as the people we're supposed to be if we're putting other things before our marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny though, because it makes me think about, I feel like in every relationship you have, there's like these little gems that are always dropped that you keep with yourself, right? So before we started dating, I had dated this girl. She was really, really sweet too. She was a really sweet girl.
We got stories for days, y'all.
But no, it's not who you think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody else.
Sorry.
But no, she said to me, because at the time I wasn't even sure like about dating and everything. I mean, I'll say we were entertaining each other, in a sense where it was just like, oh yeah, there might be a possibility where we might take it serious or not, whatever the case may be. But she said something to me. Dang, that's crazy. Because she said it to me on Valentine's Day. Like, that's crazy. I remember she said that to me on Valentine's Day. She was like, because she was like, hey, are we going to see each other? And I was like, yo, I'm not going to lie. Like, I got a lot going on right now. Let me figure.
You weren't committed.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like out
Wait, how
here.
old were you? Oh, it was before us, so it's
Yeah.
relatively.
Yeah, I was like maybe 24, 25, 24,
So
23,
it had
24.
potential.
Yeah, so it was just kind of like, nah, because at the time, like I was working like 3 jobs, like
Yeah.
going to school, like and like literally working 3 jobs, going to school. So just trying to figure it out, trying to figure me out. And I really liked her, but she simply said this to me. She was like, yo, you make time for the things that matter to you. And when she said it, I felt like, man, she just trying to make me feel bad. It's just another whatever. But it's true.
Yeah.
It's really
No, you
true.
do, for sure.
You gotta make time for the things like
Or we
that truly matter.
like subconsciously make time for the things that matter. What we spend our time on is what matters most to us.
Facts.
So it's a huge indicator, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And that's why I think it's very important. You gotta make time for love.
Yeah.
You truly have to
be
make time for
intentional.
love. Not the commercial,
The lovey-dovey, all the,
not commercial love,
yeah,
but true love.
genuine, and like
Yeah. And
being present.
being present and understanding how do
It's
you
not about you.
Exactly. How do you offer love?
Yeah.
Right? How do you present your love? Yeah. So because you can't fall for what everybody else is doing. That's the trick right there.
Yeah. Not everybody's relationship is the same thing.
It's not. And
And
not
you
everybody's
can't-
love language is the same either.
Exactly. And you can't, even taking advice, like you can't just take advice from anyone and anything. And you can't let just anyone and anything in your relationship knowing about your relationship.
Yeah.
Me and Dennis, folks don't know. We've said this before in our other podcast. We don't talk to anybody about the things
our
that
marriage and
even dating, everything, everything
like
we
our
kept
love life,
between us.
even us, like our love life, our marriage, all of that. What we're doing right now on the podcast is a choice that we decided to make
to open up,
because we wanted to open up and let people know, like, yo, marriage ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Like it ain't
it gets
easy,
challenging.
but it's fun and it's a journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When we went through marriage counseling, I remember assistant pastor asking, it was either him or his wife was up talking and was saying, hey, 5-10 years down the line, 20, 30 plus pounds more, whatever,
Would you still
see yourself being with this person? And it's real, because like,
yeah, because I done put on those 20 pounds.
a little bit more, but it's okay.
Oh no, I have though.
You have.
We know.
And it's changed stuff.
Yeah.
Like being fully transparent and honest, like it's changed stuff. But at the end of the day, like I have to be reminded of how our union started. Like it was legit God ordained. Like y'all, I was at this spot when Dennis and I first started talking. There was a guy before me and Dennis got together who was trying to talk to me, and I really wasn't for it. And I was the type in relationships, I didn't talk much and I wasn't honest. And like we talked for a bit, but then I had to sit him down. We had a conversation one day after church, and I was just like, I'm trying to focus on me. I'm not really trying to be in a relationship.
My wife and these church
and
dudes,
then like
man.
3 weeks later, Dennis comes strolling along. we like immediately click.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the gentleman too. I mean,
can I finish my thought?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Because like the main thing for me is when Dennis first started talking to me, he went through a friend and asked. And like I was at this spot, like I was in school of ministry and everything at the time. And
got me a church girl.
Yeah. And I was very focused on me and my relationship with God, like legit. Like it was probably the closest I had ever been.
Yeah.
And when I got hit up, he went through a mutual friend asking for my number.
Yeah.
And they low key told you.
No, actually, no, it wasn't that. I asked for your number to thank you because my phone had broken, and then you let me borrow one of your phones that you had. You had a spare phone.
No, this was before that, wasn't
it? No. I'm saying the phone situation, me asking for your number was because I wanted to thank you.
Oh. But then she called me.
But then after that, it was I had told a friend, I was like, yo, I'm interested in Donielle. Like I think I want to, go ahead and step to her. And her response to me was like, well, I don't think she'll go for you.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll go for you. But me being me,
It didn't stop you.
no, I don't listen. I don't listen, especially when I'm the type when people tell me
You can't do something, Dennis will go do it.
facts. I don't like when people try to say like I can't do something. I'm gonna find a way to do it in a big major way.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for me in that whole situation though, like I had a moment within myself when she called and asked, could you have my number? Like I literally had a breakdown moment. Like God, like I don't want to just get into another something. And it ended up not being, and not that I was thirsty for a relationship whatsoever, because my friends will tell you like I was content, I was good, like I wasn't looking for a relationship at all. But I had like this serious moment, like I don't want this just to be a distraction.
Yeah,
per se.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I wasn't looking for a relationship either.
No.
I thought that you were just a really cool person, and I was just also interested in getting to know you.
Yeah.
Because you were very different from any girl that I had ever met. So I just wanted to know, like, okay, she's cool. Like, I wonder what her story is.
Yeah.
But we became cool, hanging out, creating together, and then that kind of led to us just doing cross country trips.
Yeah, 2 weeks into me and Dennis weren't even like together yet.
Yeah, we were
friends for 2 weeks, and
Yep.
I had a close friend from Virginia pass away, and Dennis drove from Indiana to Virginia with me.
Yeah.
For the funeral, which by the way, we
never
fully
made it.
missed the funeral because I had a cat, y'all. I'm not a cat person at all.
Yeah, you
I
did
grew
have
up
a
with
cat.
dogs, but I had somebody talk me into it and I got suckered, but she acted like a dog and her name was Kitty.
Yeah.
But took the cat with us, was driving, and she was like in my lap in a blanket. Get out the car, and my parents live in like Virginia in the mountains and stuff. They literally live on Mountain View Road.
Like rural,
Very
like
rural.
Virginia.
And there's like a 40-foot cliff drop off, 40+ foot cliff drop off at the side of their house. We get out the car, Kitty pushes out my arms and takes off into the night. It was literally like,
And me and your
we got there at like 12 at night.
Yeah, me and your dad are down there looking for your cat.
But this is the first time Dennis meeting my parents,
yeah,
right?
me and your dad.
My dad walks outside and it's
Wow.
dark outside, right? And he said, "Oh, I didn't see you there."
Because it was dark, he
It was
couldn't
dark,
see me.
and
whatever.
Dennis was black.
Dark
That's all good.
skin.
It was funny. But my dad stayed out there till 2-3 in the morning looking for my cat.
Yeah.
We ended up missing the funeral. We still went and drove to Richmond. It was like an additional 3-hour drive.
Met
and
your
then-
friends who were kind of looking at me, sizing me up a little bit,
For
like,
sure.
who's this dude?
Yeah, I had some very
And-
protective friends.
I mean, I held my own though. I
Yeah,
mean,
you did.
You
Yeah.
you have friends who do have the best interests.
Yeah. Like true
Yeah.
big brothers and
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, but
Anyways, side story.
no, it's all good. I just wanted to say that, on days like a Valentine's Day or whatever season of love and everything, I think it's very important to show love to the people you love and not just your spouse,
Yeah.
but friends.
That's one thing growing up, my dad always did. And even to this day, like he really not celebrates Valentine's Day, but he gets us all something. Like my dad
And
always
it's not
made
just
sure.
about just one person.
No, it's not. He took care of like me, my mom, and my sister, like all the time.
I mean, but I think that's the thing that a father or husband would
Yeah.
do, especially if you have daughters and a wife. You
Yeah.
would do that. And if you're not doing it, you probably should, because it's just very important. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, no,
I mean,
for
we
sure.
don't have a daughter; we have a son. But I think it would be it's very important for him to understand how to love
Yeah.
a woman, how to respect a woman, which he's already very
You do
protective of you.
Y'all, Dennis can't touch me.
Oh my goodness.
Dennis Dash comes running from the other room. It's like
we hug, and
spider
there are times where we hug. He just looks at us and he just smile.
He'd be like,
he'd be like, "What y'all doing over there?"
Doing?
Yeah, and sometimes he'll smile, or sometimes like he'll like push our heads together to kiss, and then
but if
wants
Dennis
kisses
comes
too.
and kisses me, he's got to kiss both
and he's
of
like,
us.
he's like, nah, bro, I need that love from both of y'all.
Yeah.
I need my hugs, I need my kisses. So he's a very lovable kid.
Yeah.
But I do think that is very important for parents. Love on your kids, please, boys and girls. For if you're not in a relationship, man, love on your parents, love on your siblings, love on your friends, love on the ones around you. And also too, love on yourself. I think it's funny. Kayla and I had a conversation last night about just talking about like, people you have to learn how to love you and be alone. You
can't love anybody else without loving yourself.
You gotta be able to live with yourself before you even give all that love out to everybody else. Like, you got to understand what love means to you.
It's no joke finding yourself while you're with someone.
Yeah. Because you got to know what you like, what you don't like. You got to learn you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that maybe as a culture, as a community of people, as millennials or Gen Z, whatever you want to call yourself, I think we should try to normalize understanding what love is and not letting society
tell us or show us
or
that it
ad
looks
agencies
this way.
and commercials tell us what love is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the homies who do work at ad agencies and all that though. But I think that we do need to kind of change that culture of what love means, whether it's loving yourself, loving your parents, your kids, your friends, your spouse, because it's deeper than just a commercial, a jewelry commercial.
Yeah, it's more than just a day.
It's
way more than just a day.
Like, we need to build a love journey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think that'll be the answer to a lot of the things that relationships just kind of encounter.
And too, on that day, be okay loving yourself and not looking for that love for somebody else too. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to be with somebody on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
so cliche. Like, people are out here really looking for, like, if you stop looking, it's going to find you.
It's funny though, because you got people who are looking for somebody to be with on Valentine's Day.
Yep. Just for the day.
But then you got people who are looking for a reason to get rid of people, so they ain't gotta be doing nothing.
Spending no money on Valentine's Day.
so it's
it goes
both.
So many different ways.
Yeah, but I guess our message to everybody today, and once again, we're not experts.
No,
we're just
sharing our experiences,
and our thoughts on and opinions on these things. We do believe that spend that day responsibly. Love yourself, love the people around you, pay attention to the people around you, and understand that it is totally okay for you to just be you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to be on your own. Go to the store, get some groceries, make your favorite meal for you, surprise yourself. Yeah, or order it. Hit up DoorDash or whatever other, app that you use, and just treat yourself.
Yeah.
Surprise yourself, literally. Get at the door. Oh my gosh, who sent this to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get you some stuff, send it to you, write yourself a note.
And you know what? I feel like people need to do more anonymous stuff.
Facts.
Like, that just too. Sending something to send it.
That's a good one, babe.
Like, just do it. Like, so
somebody knows that they're loved.
You remember when we were in Virginia, the chocolate strawberries? Was that you that sent them to me?
Were you home?
Yeah, you were giving me, I think that was I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened. You probably remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But yeah, I did. I sent
and he did it anonymously.
Assorted.
A whole situation.
Thingy. Yeah, I did. I don't even remember what happened.
I don't either.
I don't.
But you made me upset. I know that.
Yeah.
It was bad.
And I knew, I was like, dang, man, like the way that I could make this work is if I get her some
I
chocolate.
had no idea it was
Something-
coming.
something.
So yeah.
But even then, I feel like, you know, maybe that was creative for me at that time.
No, it
Then-
worked. It worked.
Okay, good.
Then.
But I probably wouldn't do something like that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so, please, fellas, my advice to y'all would be, if you have a special someone in your life, do not stop dating them. Don't assume that you know everything about them. Continue
Stop
to learn.
acting like you know everything.
Be curious, explore, and take a journey with that person. And because you got to understand what you like too, and try new things. Don't be trying to act too tough and man, that ain't me and this and that. Like, nah, man, you ain't gonna get nowhere doing that. Ladies, if give these fellas a chance. Give these fellas a chance to prove themselves.
Or
and meet
stop
them.
thinking you need a man
That too. Stop thinking you need a
to
man.
fill a void.
Facts. Yep. So, you know, but if you do got a man in your life, if he don't get you a Birkin bag, that does not mean that he doesn't love you. Please. If he doesn't get you something expensive, that does not mean he doesn't love you. Check the man's heart. You know, check his heart. And I think that if you're able to do that and know the place that it came from, then I think that you guys will enjoy each other for a long time. But I think that's all I have there. I'm not no relationship expert.
No.
But I guess that's the advice that I got. But yeah, so I think that's all.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm Denis Boateng.
I'm Donielle Boateng.
And this was another episode of Generational Maneuvers with my beautiful wife.
And Dash.
Yeah, and Dash
Who's been knocked out,
So, guys, if you'd like to hear more, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. You can find us on Anchor. You can find us on SoundCloud.
Anchor.fm.
Yeah, Anchor.fm. Thank you for that. So SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yeah.
And please follow us on Instagram at Generational Maneuvers as well. Interact with us.
We love to know your guys' thoughts on the episode.
Yep.
If you have any comments, any topics you guys wish for us to talk about in the future,
Yep.
anything, go ahead and drop it to us.
Exactly. And as you know, I do have other guests. But then I like to have these conversations with my wife that I think are worth you guys listening to and, you know, interacting with us. So make sure that you follow us, tap in with us. Let's build this community and let's continue to make these generational maneuvers.
Peace.
Peace.